story begins long before the Velociraptor becomes the master of the hunt. In the depths of a dense prehistoric jungle, a small, fragile egg lies hidden beneath layers of earth and debris. From within, a small Velociraptor hatchling begins its long, arduous journey into the world. The first crack appears, signaling the beginning of life. As the shell shatters, a tiny, trembling creature emerges, its wide eyes blinking in the soft light of the nest. The hatchling is vulnerable, unaware of the dangers that await, but instinct drives it to breathe in the cool air for the first time, marking the beginning of its long and tumultuous journey toward survival. The hatchling's family surrounds its mother, protective and watchful, and siblings, some struggling to emerge from their eggs. The young Velociraptor's first steps are wobbly, its tiny claws scraping the ground. It is confused, scared, yet driven by an overwhelming instinct to stay close to its mother. She is the center of its world, guiding and protecting them as they face the harsh realities of the jungle. Though still weak and frail, the hatchlings begin to learn the first lessons of survival. Watching the older members of their pack as they hunt and defend their territory, the young one learns not only how to stay safe, but also how to take its place in the pack's delicate balance. Soon enough, the world becomes a testing ground. The hatchlings are introduced to their first hunt. The young Velociraptor, eager to prove itself, follows the pack into the dense underbrush, where a small, herbivorous dinosaur, perhaps a hypsilophodon, grazes peacefully. The excitement is palpable. The hatchling, now a bit older, crouches low beside the others, its sharp claws digging into the earth. It watches the older velociraptors work together in perfect harmony, a dance of speed and coordination that brings down their prey in minutes. But the young one's first attempt is not as successful. It charges too early, too recklessly, and the prey escapes. Frustration pulses through its small body, but it is soon reminded that hunting requires more than raw speed. It requires patience, strategy, and coordination. As it watches the older members of the pack, it learns that every move must be calculated, every step a part of a larger plan. The days pass, and the young velociraptor becomes more experienced. It watches older members of the pack hunt and fight, learning the value of stealth, teamwork, and most importantly, patience. One day, the young velociraptor goes on a hunt alone for the first time. This is its chance to prove its worth. It spots a small microceratus, a swift and agile prey, and stalks it from the shadows. Its body tenses with anticipation. It waits for the perfect moment, and when it finally leaps from its hiding spot, it strikes with calculated precision, bringing the prey down. For the first time, the velociraptor feels the rush of victory. This hunt was its own. It has proven that it can stand on its own without the guidance of the pack. But even then, the young predator knows that its success isn't solely due to strength. It's the careful planning, the patience, and the ability to think ahead that made the difference. In that moment, the velociraptor knows it is on its way to becoming a true hunter. As the velociraptor matures, the hunting skills it has honed are put to the test when a new rival enters its world. A larger predator, the Allosaurus, stalks the pack, and the velociraptor quickly learns that the jungle is no longer a safe haven. The pack faces constant threats from larger carnivores, and the young velociraptor must learn how to survive in a world where every creature is a potential enemy. The pack retreats, always staying one step ahead, but the young velociraptor, now more aware of the dangers around it, feels the weight of the jungle's unpredictability. The rivalry with the Allosaurus teaches the young velociraptor the value of caution and the importance of knowing when to fight and when to retreat. As it continues to grow, the velociraptor's role within the pack becomes more prominent. It watches the older members and learns not only the mechanics of hunting, but also the delicate balance of leadership. The time comes when it must step up, taking on the responsibility of guiding the younger members through their first hunts. The camera focuses on the young Velociraptor as it leads the pack, showing them how to move in coordinated silence, teaching them to rely on strategy rather than strength. The Velociraptor's leadership is marked by precision and calculated moves, a testament to its growth and understanding of the wilderness. The young Velociraptor, now a skilled predator, begins to see the pack's reliance on its instincts and wisdom. The leadership challenge it faces is no longer one of physical strength, but of mental acuity, wisdom, and the ability to inspire loyalty and trust. In time, the Velociraptor becomes the pack's undisputed leader, not just through its prowess in battle, but through its mastery of strategy. The leader's mind becomes sharper, more focused on long-term survival. Every hunt, every challenge, every rival predator is approached with the same level of careful thought. The Velociraptor's command over the pack is not gained through fear, but through respect. It understands that survival is not just about overwhelming force, but about understanding the world and using its knowledge to navigate the complexities of the wild. As the young Velociraptor's reign begins, the pack thrives under its leadership, executing hunts with precision and skill, and thriving in an ever-dangerous world. But as the years pass, the Velociraptor begins to feel the burden of time. The once speedy predator now feels the strain of age in its joints and muscles. The once sleek body now moves with greater care, the once sharp senses dulled by time. The Velociraptor, having spent countless years leading the pack, realizes that its time is coming to an end. It reflects on its long journey, its early days as a helpless hatchling, its rise to power, and its ultimate mastery of the hunt. It has passed on its knowledge to the younger members, and they are now ready to take its place. The pack's new leader steps forward, confident, strong, and eager to lead with the wisdom imparted by the older Velociraptor. The circle of life turns once more. The older leader knows that death is inevitable, but it feels no fear. The pack, having learned all it needs from the leader, continues its journey under the guidance of a new generation. The older Velociraptor moves off on its own, seeking the solitude of its final resting place. As it lies down to rest for the final time, the pack moves on, thriving in the wilderness as the young leader steps forward. The old Velociraptor's legacy lives on through the next generation, passed down through knowledge, through the lessons learned in blood and bone, through the wisdom of survival. And so, the wilderness continues. The cycle of life repeats itself. The jungle that once seemed so vast and dangerous is now home to a thriving pack led by those who learned from the past. The hunt goes on, as it always has, and always will. The Velociraptor, once a young hatchling, now immortalized in the memory of the wild, has ensured that its